Is this Miss Jean?
Yes, it is.
Hey, this is Miss Christine, Lion Lorio, Christopher Blake's mom. You had called me a long time ago when he had missed his bus.
Okay.
A long time ago. Do you remember me? You were gonna get my son at one time, and uh, and you didn't end up with him. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I remember meeting you once or twice at school.
Yeah. I think I think when I had came in and observed that day, you were there in the classroom with me, with Coach. What's the coach? Lanier, is that his name? Coach. I always get that wrong. And then,
What time is for you?
well, wasn't you in the room with me that day? Whenever wasn't you sitting in the back at the computer the day that I came in and observed that day?
I'm not sure. I'm in and out of his room.
Now, I remember you being there, and in the back, I think you even had a black dress on. But anyway, I was calling because my son. I don't know if you know all the stuff that he's gone through in the past when he's there. I mean, you still work at Woodlawn. You're still working at Woodlawn.
What are you calling me about?
Well, I'm calling about because you were in the room whenever he was there, and we were sitting there, we're talking with the coach, and Blake had turned his work in, and Mr. Edwards was on the computer, and I didn't know who he was at the time, and Blake turned his work in, and we were talking with the teacher, and that's when he had got up out of it. Mr. Edwards turned around and yelled at Blake to shut up and, do your work and turn it in. And he had already done that for 10 minutes ago. And he'd gotten up and told him that he, had to read a book and started pushing the book into him. And basically Blake kept telling him, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. And he just kept pushing the book into my son. And Blake took it, and then Mr. Edwards went and sat back down, and Blake got up and put it back up and said, I said, no, thank you. And Mr. Edwards had gotten up and yelled and put his finger in his face and told him, that's what's wrong with you, and we're going to fix it, and, we're going to put you back in Mr. Edwards' class, Mr. Robinson's class, and left out of the room. And, I had talked to Coach Lanier, I think that's his name, I'm not sure. And I told him, I said, hopefully that you're going to do something about that at the time, And I can't remember, but I know you were in there during that, but during that time. So I'm asking you if you were there during that time.
If I was in the room, I was probably working on the computer, and I've had to learn when I'm in his room.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's where I have to go work, and I've had to learn to kind of tune out what's going on in the room, or else I can't really get anything done.
Right.
So I don't really remember anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's just that, I didn't want to have to get the 17, get students involved. And I guess I'm just going to have, I'll call Cody because he was there, But I thought since you were an adult and you cared about kids that you would help me, that you would help me. You know what I mean? Because it's,
if I could, I would, but
it's just that,
months ago, I mean, it's been months since he was even at school, and I don't really remember, I remember.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to basically, I'm really not trying to. I have filed different things, and I told Coach Lanier to do something about it, And I don't know whether or not he did or not, and he probably didn't. But I know that Mr. Edwards or whatever is no longer teaching at the school. So, you know, but and I know they got Mr. Moses to replace him. And basically, they wasn't going to give him any credits because of the 6 weeks that they put him in the community. Miss Vanessa Myers put him in a community-based class on a normal track diploma his whole life. Honor roll student when he gets modifications. And basically, he was being hurt every day and being ridiculed by different people, different teachers. It's just all constantly to this child, to my son, you know. And he told me that what had happened, and you know, maybe I should call him and the teacher. Maybe I'll call the teacher because I think I have his phone number because he had called me before. And, you know, I did ask him, you know, to do something about it, to make sure that he did report that. Because, you know, he was getting...
I don't really have anything to do with Blake's case. I never worked with him.
Right, but you were there, and I didn't know if you would do the right thing or not.
Talking about it with you, but I wish you the best with it all.
Well, I just thought that you might would do the right thing, you know, for kids, and so I guess she hung up on me. She hung up on me. Oh well.